ここで今
How's it going, everybody? It is your boy, the one and only Heroes Gamer, and we're back with more My Hero Academia Ultra Impact. And today we're gonna be going over the new units that just dropped in this game, being the Hype Man, the Mascot, the Living Legend in my opinion, Katsuki Bakugo Season 5 version with both Kirishima, who's the free-to-play SR in this event, and the summonable TetsuteTSU. Now this TetsuteTSU is from Season 5 as well. We're also going to go over the new support memories that just dropped with this banner as well. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's blow this shit right up and let's get started with the breakdown video. So the Hype Man, which everybody wants to see, gets to go first. So Katsuki Bakugo's plus ultra being Berserk Blast. Sorry, I'm used to seeing Berserk Shock. Inflicts 650% damage to one enemy. It lowers the enemy defense by 30% for 3 turns. Now, his first action skill being Explosive Turbo, the condition is 4 turns, inflicts 350% damage to one enemy, and it also fills up the plus ultra gauge by 30%. That is a good skill in my opinion, because you get the plus ultra gauge faster and you get to use his shit quicker. So you're gonna lower the defense by 30% more consistent for 3 turns. And then with the action skill Stun Grenade, it inflicts 200% damage to all enemies, a low chance to blind enemies for 2 turns, and then it reduces enemies defense by 15% for 2 turns. Now, if you don't know what the blindness means, I'm gonna show you what the blindness means real quick. And I'm gonna also compare him to old Bakugo so we can reference the thing and see like if he's comparable to the Bakugo or if he's not. So if we look at the wiki, shout out to the wiki, the attacks have a chance of missing. So Bakugo has a low chance of making the enemy's attack miss, which is a good effect in my opinion, but you're not gonna see it as much because it's low. But at least it's there. In my opinion, it's there, better than not being there. But just know, don't rely on it too much, because if it's not gonna be there, you're most likely gonna die if you have your Bakugo at a low level or if your team is not really stacked, which is understandable because the content in this game, as you go more, it does definitely get harder. So now that we know that, let's look at his auto skills being, it's gotten cold damage. Skills deal 5% additional damage for every turn, up to 40%. Then he fills plus ultra gauge up by 40% after 10 turns once only. That's good, because if you're starting to slack and it takes forever, he's gonna start making it go faster. So his second auto skill is Victory is True Strength. At the start of each wave, deal heavy damage for 3 attacks when HP is 50% or more. You also get plus 30% speed, so you're going faster as well. He's a great auto unit because of how his kit is so meant to be. Like, if you're taking too long, he gets to boost his plus ultra gauge faster. If you want to go fast at the start of the wave, he's gonna do heavy damage. He also, it's just crazy that his skill also stacks as well for every turn up to 40%. So every time that you're gonna go each turn, he's stacking up the damage so that the auto could go faster. Or if you're taking long, just to end it once those 10 turns have passed. And he's still stacking his plus ultra gauge. So now, we're gonna look at the old Bakugo so we can see by comparison who's more better and who has the better kit. Now, already reading through this Bakugo, I'm gonna tell you right now, he is a good character. But let's just see through the old Bakugo just to make sure. So let's go over here and let's look at our boy Bakugo. So Bakugo does 600% damage to a single enemy, and he increases the power by 40% if enemy is burned. So with his skill, you always want to do AP shot first and then probably go to the plus ultra gauge so you can increase the power by 40%. So he does 300% damage to a single enemy with medium chance to inflict burn for 3 turns. When the skill is used in a chain and succeeds, decrease the enemy's defense by 15%. So we already see through the first skill, it doesn't do as much damage as the Bakugo, but the Bakugo Blue, this is the blue Bakugo by the way, if you don't know, this Bakugo right here in the game, he's already doing a little bit more than the other Bakugo in my opinion, because all the Bakugo is doing is lowering defense by 15%, which is good. Lowering defense is always great to have. But this Bakugo is also burning. He's also getting the defense decrease every time it's using the chain. And it doesn't go away. The defense is always going to be lowered when you're using this skill. Now, if we look at the second action skill being Stun Grenade, is 175% damage to all enemies. It has a medium chance to inflict blindness for 2 turns, and the area effect, which means everyone, so it cools down for 6 turns. So he has a better chance of making the opponent not able to do attacks than the other Bakugo. So I'm already looking through his action skills, and I'm seeing that this Bakugo, while he doesn't do as much damage as the new Bakugo, this Bakugo has the ability to do a lot more things than the other Bakugo. So if you have to ask, in my opinion, which Bakugo is the better Bakugo, the blue Bakugo is still a winner in my opinion. This Bakugo just does more than the other one. So that Bakugo is still good, but he's not as good as this one. So if you get this Bakugo, just know you got the better Bakugo out of the two. So now, let's look at the other 2 characters that we got in the game. We got TetsuteTSU, with his plus ultra being Iron Fist. It inflicts 500% damage to one enemy and plus 40% attack for 3 turns. That's actually very good, because if you're trying to do a lot of damage with this SR, that's a very good plus ultra skill to have. So if we look at his first action skill, it's the Iron Fist. The condition is 5 turns and it inflicts 250% damage to one enemy. Skills deal an additional 40% damage if the enemy has a speed debuff. So if you want to use them like with Deku, you can also use them with Endeavor, because they do speed debuff. This guy's going to get an additional 40% damage, so he's going to be hitting hard with those 2 with them. There are other characters too, but I just can't name them all because there's too many and I don't know which ones do what they do. So those are the only 2 that come up to my mind that I feel like a lot of people summon for, and that will go great with this TetsuteTSU. Also, another thing too, I did say earlier that this is season 5, because when he fought Todoroki, if you don't know, I'm sorry, I'm spoiling. If you haven't seen it yet, get out the video. If you have seen the episode where he fought Todoroki, you will see that why his gloves are so hot. Not his gloves, sorry. His arms are so hot because of how he fought Todoroki. So his second action skill being Jackhammer, it inflicts 250% damage to one enemy, plus 25% attack for 3 turns, reduces the enemy's speed by 15% for 3 turns. So already he gets to do it himself if he wants to, and that second action skill gets to come before his second skill. So they already know that you could use this before you use the other action skill, and it just combos together. So that's a good thing too. If you don't have the Endeavor and if you don't have the Deku, you could use him as his own personal way of getting damage. It's just gonna take a little bit longer, but you know, what's 1 turn? Like, it's just 1 turn. But now let's look at his auto skills being I Won't Let You Die. When HP is 50% or higher, the skill deals an additional 35% damage. His second auto skill is Go Big or Go Home, which either burn and freeze resistance at the start of each wave, plus 30% attack at the start of each wave. So this TetsuteTSU is damage. Like, he's just pure damage. Lowering the enemy's speed, he gets to boost his attack like crazy. This is like a SR nuke. So I suggest if you want this TetsuteTSU and you get him, he's not a bad pickup. He's actually very good for damage. So they better watch out with these. I think it's green that's affected against these guys. Let me actually check on the wiki to make sure, because I don't want to give you guys any false information. That's not how we do things around here. Let's go to the wiki. I hope the chart is around here. Yeah, we're doing this live. I'm not cutting out any of this. I am not gonna cut out any of this. Okay, I don't think it tells you. Yeah, it doesn't tell you. So you guys can let me know in the comments if I'm right that it's green that's super effective against the red, but green units are dead. That's it. Like, they're literally dead. Now let's look at the free-to-play Kirishima. So his plus ultra is Red Knuckle. He inflicts 500% damage to one enemy and gives yourself a one-hit barrier. So he's more of like on the defense side, true to his character. That's not bad, having a barrier to take a hit. Now his first action skill being Jagged Blade. The condition is 5 turns, inflicts 250% damage to one enemy, cuts the damage taken by 30% for 3 turns for himself. It's not for everyone. If y'all remember the SR Hawks that came out, he was giving damage reduction to everyone. This guy's just cutting the damage for himself by 30%. Now let's look at his second action skill being the Intense Blow, which inflicts 250% damage to one enemy, and he taunts the enemy for 2 turns. So I'm not really familiar with taunt, so let's go look at taunt and see what's up with that. So all enemies are redirected towards the unit that taunted. Okay, so he's just making sure that he takes all the attacks. So it's actually good, if you think about it, to wait. Use the Jagged Blade first, or Jagged Blade, my bad. to use that skill first and then use the intense blow so you could taunt the enemy for 2 turns. Or, you know, yeah, it's good to use the first action skill first and then use the second one, because you could cut that damage by 30% for 3 turns, and then the taunt, you're gonna take the attacks. He's gonna take the attacks for 2 turns. So now the auto skill being You Can't Break Me, plus 30% attack when taunt is active. And then the second auto skill being I Don't Want to Regret Anything is 30+% defense when HP is 50% or less. Action skill 2 could be wrong when this part is removed. It has been confirmed. So it could be wrong, guys. We don't know. I will check and I will update you in the comments whether or not if this has been changed or it's still the same thing. If it's the same thing, I'm not gonna add anything in the comments. But if it has, I will pin it in the comments so you guys can see for yourself what the new second action skill will be. So now let's go look at the support memories that have been added. So this one has a beautiful art. This is so beautiful, and the name matches what this picture means. So Past the Feud. When equipped to a 1A student unit, crit rate plus 20%. If the team has a pro hero unit, skill deals an additional damage 40%. So if you get this somebody like Bakugo, it's over. It's over, because Bakugo does already so much damage. So if you have somebody like Endeavor on the team who's a good UR, or the UR Hawks, or maybe even the UR Endeavor that you get from the VE Tower mode, this is a great thing to have. So you guys are just gonna destroy. This is pure, this right here is pure destruction. This has to be like one of the best in the game. Let me know how Joseph is not. Shout out to Ivy. So now the second one being the Surge Duo is an SR1. This one I think is also in the banner. When equipped to a UA student, a lot of UA student support. Plus 20% crit rate. At the start of each wave, reduce one enemy's crit rate by 25% for 3 turns. So that's good. So let's say your enemy is in destroyer mode, like you're fighting a boss battle or whatever, and they're always critting. You could use this in the mode, and then for 3 turns, they're gonna lose 25% crit. So if you do the math, 25 plus 25 plus 25, that's 75% losing crit. This is a good support memory just for that instance. So it's not bad. Plus you're already getting 20% crit rate, so it's great. It's great to have. Now this is the free-to-play one. Yeah, this is the free-to-play one. I remember. I was looking at the mode. At the start of each wave, reduce one enemy skill damage by 15% for 3 turns, plus 25% speed when HP is 50% or more. So I'm already seeing that this one is not that good, because you're only reducing one enemy. I mean, maybe for a boss fight it's good, but for anything else that has like three or more, like majority of the game is based on 3 people, or 2 sometimes even. 1 is kind of rare unless you're fighting a boss. So this one I feel like is not the greatest in the world, but the 25% speed is alright. That's something okay. I feel like this one is not really that good. It's just alright, but it's not good. It's not like this one. It's not like this one. I mean, this one's UR. I can't even compare. It's not like this one. This one is good. This one is eh. So overall, Bakugo looking at me right now. How do I feel? These guys are great. Each one of them are good. Kirishima could have been a little bit better. I feel like SR Hawks is better than him in terms of damage reduction, but he's not bad. He's a good pickup unit. And I am going to go over his event later. Again, I need to specify something that I've noticed that I even done myself in my video for testing purposes, that I thought they were going to get rid of that event, but they didn't. They were like, we're going to stay with this. I'm going to make it specifically clear that you don't do this thing that I'm going to tell you in my next video. So with that, that is where I'm going to end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown video. Be sure to like and comment if you want to. You don't have to, but it's always greatly appreciated. Also subscribe. And with that, I'll see ya when I see ya. Peace. Stay tuned later for that summon video, because if I pull that Bakugo, you already know what's up. Till then.